Hi guys, welcome back to Dust Not Included. It's like 90 degrees out today. I can't wait to get inside where the AC is and do some thrifting. Let's get in. After the video, check out my eBay store. A link is in the description below. Well, as always, I like to grab a cart first. You never know if you're going to fill it, but it's always better than having to go back to get one. I started off on the first end cap, where I noticed this glass fish. It is more contemporary, but isn't it pretty? It's got a nice bright orange color. However, they were asking $9.99 for it, so I decided to move into the figurines section. This is always one of my favorite sections. Look at this! It's a glass giraffe, and it's got some gold flecks in it. That's really nice. We're gonna throw that in the cart. First item in. Then I noticed this crystal dolphin by Nachman. It's from Germany. I don't know what's happening. Look at this blue dolphin. I've had a few of these before. There's just glass animals everywhere today. I was attracted to the colors on this pig bank. However, it looked like it had some damage and some chipping. Too bad, because isn't he cute? All these bright colors? They were asking $2.99 for him still. It was really strange today. The prices were kind of all over the place. Some things were expensive and some were priced reasonably. This cat here was priced at $7.99. Well, just scanning the shelves, looking for something other than glass animals. I wanted to find a variety today. This owl caught my eye. I really liked the lines of it. It didn't have any markings and they were asking $4.99 for it. Well, they sure had a lot of dolls on the shelf today. Well, she's made by Gorham. She's a Moppet. She represents the month of March. They were asking $4.99 for her. They had a small holiday section today. However, it was mostly contemporary items. I saw this Royal Dalton girl behind this little owl here. I decided to pull her out and take a look. She didn't have any chips, which was really great. I think she was missing a little needle though. She's from the 60s and she's made in England. They were asking $14.99 for her today. They typically sell between $20 and $25 on eBay. I then spotted this basket full of all different kinds of glass eggs. The first one on top is what caught my eye. It's a glass paperweight and it's got this iridescent like rainbow effect to it. I decided to see what else was in here. They had some porcelain eggs. These were made by Avon. And I really liked this alabaster egg in gray. In the back of the shelf here was a Christmas holly leaf tray. It had one little chip on it. It was a Holland mold piece. And they were asking $6.99. In back of that was this clatter ornament. I thought it was kind of neat. However, it was a contemporary piece and they were asking $5.99. I got excited to see this glass apple. Oh, $7.99. It looked contemporary as well and it had a chip on it. Well, I noticed all these snow globes on the bottom, so I decided to go through it. It looks like somebody had a really massive collection. I noticed this holiday one with Snoopy and Charlie Brown in it, so I decided to take a look on eBay to find more about it. It looks like it's made by K-Care, which is a product you can find at Kohl's. Look, more glass animals. This little cat that holds a candle was $7.99. Let's hope this mouse is different. And nope, $7.99 as well. Right next to it was this contemporary glass flower. Awfully pretty, but $7.99 again. Someone got the gun stuck on that number. These stone vases were really pretty. They were $5.99 for this one, and the other two were $4.99. At least it's a different price, not $7.99. Well, time to look down the candle aisle. I never like to skip any area. If you're in the market for some candles, I think this is a place to find some. Well, they had a bunch of elephants on the shelf. This little guy here was a pottery piece. They were asking $6.99 for him. And this other pottery piece with this really nice glaze. And this guy, can you guess? It was $7.99. I love these little Lefton leprechaun girls. They were asking $5.99 for her. Look at this doll. I don't know. I think that's a face only a mother could love. Checking out the vases. I saw mostly contemporary planters. This one here fooled me. I think I just really was attracted to the color. It is new. Right next to it was this pottery piece that somebody painted. I did notice this Lenox vase over here, the bud vase. Wow, is that $14.99? Yes, it is. I also noticed this other Lenox vase. They were also asking $14.99. I was curious what these were selling for on eBay. I did like this vase. They were asking $9.49 for it. However, that smoke gray color isn't everybody's first choice. This red vase was really nice. It was $4.49, but it had a sticker that was Teleflora. It was more of a modern piece. This here is made by Pioneer Woman. I believe it's a utensil holder. Well, this creamer here I thought at first was Lefton Rustic Daisy. However, it was not. Stay tuned to the end of the video when I talk more about it. I was excited to find this antique powder jar. It still had some of its original color on there as well. I took off the tape to see if there were any chips. There were no chips, but there were definitely some thin spots of glass on the cover. As you can see, look how thin those edges are. I thought it was very pretty and I decided to pick it up. Well, just scanning the shelves, you never know what's going to be in the back of these items. Sometimes the shelves are really packed. This silver overlay bowl was really pretty. They were asking $8.99 for it. It was quite large. On the top shelf here, I noticed this tumble up. It was clear. They were asking $5.99 for it. I wasn't sure if it was maybe a contemporary piece. I did decide not to pick it up because I like the ones that have more detail and painting on them. I'm on the fence. Do you all think I should have picked up that tumble up? This pink depression glass pitcher was really pretty. They were asking $8.99 for it. I also really thought this taco dog was cute. On the top shelf here, they had this gorgeous cobalt glass pitcher. It had a twisted clear handle with hand painting on it. Look at this one that's on eBay. Well, this here was a Reed & Barton piece. It was contemporary. They were asking $4.99. It had a little bit of tarnishing. Too bad because I kind of liked that bright orange color. Right next to it was this Star Wars mag. I decided to take it out to look it up. They were asking $7.99 for it. Looks like that's about what it sells for. I thought this clear bowl was really pretty. I loved all that daisy and button, and it was a really interesting shape, this flower shape. They were asking $7.99. Here is a moonstone piece. It is a divided dish. What do you guys think? Do you like moonstone? I also liked this creamer. They were asking $5.99 for it, but I thought it had a really interesting design with these little bumblebees. This false scratch sugar bowl and creamer, I thought it was really pretty. I liked the way the florals looked on it. They were asking $9.99 for the sugar bowl and $8.99 for the creamer. A full set on eBay with the salt and pepper shakers sold for $14. This coffee and sugar canister have a retro style, which, you know, sometimes mixes very well with your vintage items. I liked this little Christmas tree. It's a canister jar in clear. I think these become very useful around the holidays. Well, this end cap didn't really have anything, so I headed down the dishware aisle. The first thing that caught my eye were these contemporary plates. They have this sea shell theme to them. The color is what really attracted me. It was strange the way they were priced though. 2 plates were $4.99 and 4 plates were $9.99. It just makes me wonder why they split up the set and just didn't price it for all 6. Well, I looked at the mugs pretty quickly. Nothing quite stood out. Then I headed down the glassware aisle. I thought these here were a really nice color. They were asking $7.49 for all 6 of them. I noticed right down the way they had these wine glasses that match. This piece was out of place. It was a really interesting bowl. It was enameled brass. They were asking $7.99 for it. It was made in Israel. However, on the edge of the bowl, it had a dent to it. Unfortunately, that's what held me back from picking it up. These wine glasses were definitely contemporary, but again, this is something I think would mix well with your vintage items. They were asking $4.99 for a set of 2. These were definitely vintage. They're the wheat amber glasses. They were asking $4.49 for a set of 2. I also spotted these Libby vintage frosted glasses. This is the wheat and thistle pattern. They were asking $7.49 for a set of 4. This turkey platter caught my interest. I don't always look at them. This one here was $14.99, and it was a California pottery piece. Now I understand why it caught my eye. I was ecstatic to find this. It's the tray to the powder jar I had found earlier. Isn't it beautiful? It was a slag glass. It had a little bit of a green tint. I definitely liked it and picked it up. Well, this end cap here was interesting. They had all of these race cars original in the box. However, they were asking $20 for each one. Well, this end cap ended up having the salt and pepper shakers that matched the creamer I picked up earlier. Turns out they are not Lefton, they are Metlock, and it's the Poppy Trail pattern. Well, this Savers has a very large bag wall, so I decided to check it out. I was hoping I might get lucky. However, I was noticing just a lot of craft items and dollar store items, nothing that I really wanted to pick up. Checking out the bakeware aisles, this is the end cap for it. I saw a Spice of Life. This is by Corningware. These have become quite popular recently. They were asking $11.49 for it. And the cover had a chip. Right above it, they had another Corningware piece, and they were asking $14.99 with no cover. Well, I spotted another Spice of Life with no cover. Let's see what they're asking for this one. $7.49. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Earlier, the wood and metal aisle was too busy, so I had to head back that way to check it out. What I noticed were these hand-carved wood plaques. One was an Indian, and one was a cowboy. They were asking $3.49 for each one. When I decided to put them in the cart, I had noticed the cowboy had a little chip to him, so I did put these guys back. I almost didn't notice this recipe tin. Look at this. I love its fall colors. I definitely decided to pick this up. Switching to the other side of the aisle, which had all of the metal items, I spotted this switch plate cover. Believe it or not, people are buying these. I think it's a really nice piece. They were asking $4.99 for it. I liked this German ashtray, which I debated about for a bit. I wasn't sure if I should pick it up or not because it did have a lot of rust to it. I picked it up a few times and carried it around, but didn't end up picking it up. You can also find me over on District on both Vamp and Knickknack marketplaces. If you use the code DustKnow80, you can get $5 off your first purchase on District. If you've never been to one of my live sales, you should check them out. I have one this Thursday at 6:30. Janice and I rotate channels every week. This week will be on Jen's channel. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Well guys, I had a pretty great trip today. I'll see you on the next one.